Got a quick video for you today. We're going to talk about a couple things, I think 5 specifically, that I use the Stream Deck for at work on my full-time job while editing in Photoshop, Illustrator, and other applications. So let's get to it. The first one's kind of simple. If you're familiar with Photoshop and a lot of other editing programs, Control S is the hotkey you use often to save your projects, and I save like every 5 seconds. So Control S doesn't really take much effort, but a lot of my projects I need to save as a copy, which is another keystroke or two, but just to make my life easier, I went ahead and set it up on my Stream Deck so that it can save as a copy with a push of a button. So basically anything I want to add to a hotkey on my Stream Deck, I'm going to look in Photoshop if there happens to be hotkeys already, which there is. So for save a copy, it's going to be Control Alt S. So I'm going to go into my Stream Deck, add a hotkey. It's going to do Control Alt S. And of course, there you go, simple. As soon as you tap that key on your Stream Deck, it's gonna open up. I can type my name in, hit enter, and it's saved. Perfect. Next one's really cool, very simple, but I use it a ton while editing my designs, and it's basically a color picker. So if you ever need to use an eyedropper or something, you want to get the color of something on another window or whatever, it just makes it 10 times easier. So if you go to the Elgato store and plugins and just search up color, it's called Color Picker, and you install that, and in your Stream Deck you can choose to have it on key press, which means as soon as you press the Stream Deck button, it's going to pick whatever color your mouse is on, no matter what window you're on, which is super neat. Dynamic, so it's kind of freely going to pick colors as you move your mouse. Personally, although that option is really cool, I don't use it because it tends to lag a little bit, or fixed. You can also get the Stream Deck to show the actual color name, the RGB value, or the hex code. I like to keep it on hex code. That's what I use the most. And you can check to copy the value to your clipboard, which is really handy. So once I got that installed, I can just play around on my screen, hit the Stream Deck button, and it's gonna give me that code and the color right there in front of you to see. Super awesome. Definitely recommend it. Now the next one, not everyone will find useful. This is again just something I use a lot, and I'm showing this as an example just because the way I have this set up is a way you can set up anything basically. So what you're gonna do is open up your actions panel, and you're gonna hit new action. And as soon as you do that, you can give it a name. And I set mine a function key. I think I did like F2 and shift, so you would do shift F2. And then as soon as you hit record, whatever you do in Photoshop, it's going to record as an action. Makes sense, right? So for aligning to the canvas, I'm going to do V for the transform key, shift A for select all, and then I clicked up at the top the align to horizontal, so, and then I hit stop. So that's gonna save my aligning to the horizontal centers. So then when I press that on the Stream Deck, it's automatically gonna do that sequence of events that I picked, and I did the same thing for vertical. So it's pretty cool that any sequence of keystrokes and movements you want to do in Photoshop and save that, you can go ahead and record it, give it a function key, and then you're basically just going to add that to your Stream Deck as a hotkey. So under my align centers, I do shift F2 is going to give me my horizontal centers, and then shift F3 is going to give me my vertical centers. I started playing with my dials a little bit. I still have some setting up to do with my Stream Deck Plus. There's just so much you can do with it. So for right now, I just have the first dial is going to do some adjusting. So for instance, if I'm adjusting the hue and saturation and stuff, I just turn the dial and it does it, you know, number by number, so I can get really precise. And then when I push it in, it's gonna tab down to the next option, which again makes it a lot easier, a lot quicker. For number 5, what I have is just moving. So pretty simple, but sometimes I want to get like really precise, really up against you know, an object or a guide. And I don't really want to snap to guides or grid. I just kind of want to move it myself. So on one dial, I can move left to right very precisely, and then I push it in and I can move up and down very precisely. So again, these are just a couple things that I use daily. There's a lot you can do with this with editing. I just kind of wanted to show that there are some cool things you can do, not just with streaming, but with other programs as well. These are very, very simple things, and you can get really creative and complex with it. So make sure you play around. The Stream Deck Plus is awesome, and definitely recommend it for your setup, especially if you're a fan of the dials, which I'm a big fan personally. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped you in some way. If there's anything else you would like to see me show or explain what I use the Stream Deck for, or if you guys have any cool things you use it for that others may not know about, that I may not know about, feel free to shout it out in the comments. I'd love to try it out and take a look. Thank you, Elgato, for sponsoring the stream content, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.